Why do I post so much motivational stuff? Well, it's because at one time I needed it. I needed the pick me up. I needed to learn to become the leader of my own life, to be my biggest supporter, that people relied on me. My children relied on me. I relied on me. And I needed to learn how to navigate everything after a very difficult point in my life and rebuilding from absolutely the ground bottom with no support, no one that actually believed that I could make it or believed that things that I've built in my life up to this point was even possible. Especially as a single parent, raising 3 kids, having so much responsibilities. I had to literally start from the very bottom, no savings, no backup plan, nothing after, having what looked like on paper, everything, my whole life together. But really, behind the scenes, it was really just held together by a lot of faith and a lot of resilience and a lot of late nights and a lot of just being silent with myself and my environment and thinking, like, how can I overcome this today? Like, how can I get through today? How can I, what is a little win that I can do, that I can feel good about myself? Because I can't control the circumstances around me. I can't control how people are treating me. I can't control what they say about me. I can't control what they're thinking about me or what they do behind my back. But I can control how I feel, and I can control what I think about myself and how I love myself and how I show up for myself. And in doing so, I have made a podcast. This was 6 years ago. And my podcast is Amena Podcast. You can go look it up, Amena Podcast on Apple or Spotify, or any other one as well. I think that it's on any major one. So, I had this series called Message of Hope, Stories from Struggles to Success, where I interviewed people from all around the world that hit rock bottom because of all kinds of things, from medical issues to going through very difficult endings of relationships, where partners stole from them, where things came, to light, even people that had to overcome addictions or even rehabilitations, and how they took that very rock bottom, a place that they never thought they'd ever have to, dig themselves out of, and how they got through that process, and what they were doing now mentally and physically, and building themselves and their families and their communities, and how they really use that as the breaking point to become somebody better. And so when I was hearing their stories, I felt like I wasn't alone. It wasn't just me. I didn't have to be embarrassed anymore. I didn't have to hide, all the difficult things I was going through at the time. I could speak up in a quote unquote safe environment where I knew there was other people like me out there. And so I started making motivational stuff all the time. I talked about things that I've learned through other motivational speakers like Zig Ziglar and Les Brown and Napoleon Hill and Wallace D. Wattles. And then, yes, some of those are not motivational speakers in a way, but they were mindsets, more driven, like authors and coaches. But Bob Proctor and, there's so many. I said Napoleon Hill, Earl Nightingale, Jim Rohn, and all the greats that has been in the motivational space and that I was learning from, and I was sharing that through my social media. And before, I was never on social media. That gave me a way to connect and find others like me and that was going through difficult times. And it made me feel good to feel that connection, that I have people out there that are struggling and that are going through something and needs that little bit of encouragement. And yes, I look for those angel numbers, and I look for those signs, and I look for those little glimmers of hope saying, yes, I'm on track. This is what I'm supposed to do. So if I could put the word out every day and give somebody a little bit of hope in any way I can, I'll continue doing it for the rest of my life.